Hi, everyone. I'm Jody Schwan from Sioux Falls Business. Welcome to another edition of Talent Thursday. I'm going to get right to it today because our guest has a lot to talk about. Denise Gazzetta over at the Sioux Falls Development Foundation, as always, has done a great job lining up a guest for us today. So Denise, why don't you go ahead and introduce her?
Oh, absolutely. So I want to welcome Rebecca. I'm not going to even try to say your last name, Rebecca, live on a live stream, right? Spykerboer.
Spykerboer, yep.
Okay, I did it correctly. But welcome, Rebecca, and all things in the healthcare industry and all their employment needs. And Rebecca is from Avera, which is one of our most favorite partners in the entire world. So welcome, Rebecca.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
There's so much to talk about in talent acquisition and healthcare today. Rebecca, how long have you been with Avera?
I've been with Avera for a little over 5 years now, specifically on the TA team about a little over a year now. So exciting time to be in it and just loving every moment of it.
Fantastic. Well, so 5 years is just enough to be there pre-COVID, through COVID, and coming out the other side, where, there is such a need for talent just, across the spectrum. You have some areas, though, that you focus on specifically, right?
Yes, I do. So I am the TA team. I'm a sourcer, talent sourcer. So what that means is I get to go out and search for the talent locally and nationally. I specifically source for our nursing and some other nursing support like our CNAs and patient care techs. So it's a great time because those are the talent that is going to be patient forward, and Avera does has to have those special candidates.
Yeah, there's such a need. And I mean, I'm sure that you have found your ways, but trying to source the volume of people that you need has got to be a daily challenge for you.
It sure is, but I have a wonderful team of about 6 sourcers, and we get so many talented candidates. So we are a small team, but a mighty team.
Well, there's a great pipeline of relationships that Avera has developed too, and we can talk about that. But maybe Denise, let's bring you in to give us just big picture, a look at the need in healthcare for some of these really in-demand occupations.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, one of the things in preparation for this call today, I was looking at what the growth has been. So our historical growth compared to our forecasted growth. And we have been growing steadily in the healthcare services about 20% over the last 5 years. And we're going to continue to grow another 8% on top of that. That's huge. That signals to all the people, parents like me, to the college students out there looking for jobs, those nurses, those LPNs. Great opportunity now, but in the future, a lot of sustainability, a lot of viability in the job market. And then we look at some of the other kind of areas that are the key indicators of like a healthy growth. We look at RP, your need for registered nurses and your pediatric nurses and your clinical nurses and your LPNs. All of those are growing too in the next 5 years, double digits. I mean, just a really, really good market for that specialized clinical care. And Avera, of course, rocks it when it comes to talent.
Well, I look at, and Rebecca, I've had conversations with those in the healthcare field. You start with Sioux Falls and a growing population in general, right? And in recent years, historically high growth, and you add into that an aging population across the board, not just in Sioux Falls. So it's clear that the demand is there, but also I would think, the opportunities and the career pipelines that exist for people. Who are you finding is a good fit today, to be maybe getting into the healthcare field?
Yeah, of course. I mean, anyone that has a passion to help people is a huge, candidate for us. It is just the fact that they want to help the patients and the people of Sioux Falls because we're such a community of one community that when it becomes for patient care or just healthcare in general, whether it is nursing or non-nursing, there's many ways to kind of build a career, especially within Avera. A lot of our we do a lot of promotion within the company. So you can start out when you're going to school for nursing, you can become a nurse and then you can become managers and you can grow from there. So it's just the passion that lies behind that candidate has really been one of the top things that we look for.
Do you find that you're getting students right out of high school that are going into the field? Are you seeing people make career changes, maybe that, tried something else and it didn't work out?
I'm seeing a bunch of different things. I think you kind of alluded to it towards COVID. Like people at that time kind of had a moment to stop and think of like, what do I really want out of life and stuff. So I've had people that want to do a 360 kind of career change, or even just we get the high school students super excited about healthcare because COVID was such a scary point in that time. Like why would you want to go into something dangerous? But just like any kind of healthcare field or, our fire rescue or police department, you find those people that are super passionate about it and they're going to go in there because they know that they're making a difference one person at a time.
Yeah, it is that higher calling. Denise, you work so closely with Avera. What stands out to you as far as what they do from a really young age to be introducing students to the possibilities there?
Oh my goodness. I mean, starting at, as early as our elementary and our middle schools, and they are extremely involved in us with our Your Future STEM and just kind of building that awareness. And I think it's also that motivation that people need to say, okay, I'm going to continue with math. I love science. Now I know that I can apply it this way. We see a lot of that. And then it comes into high school. And I know Avera runs its own academy, but they also partner with us at the Career Connections piece, which we're looking at all of these kids and we're helping them in the pathing and the career progression, so that they have a plan when they exit high school, right? And it just what stands out to me is exactly like Rebecca, very friendly, very warm, very engaging. Everyone's like that. It's a family. And so that's what the kids tell us, whether they're doing something at Augustana with, one of our things during the Your Future STEM camp, or we're doing something with Career Connections, where we're coming in as a partner and doing tours. That the takeaway from everybody that's involved is this is a great environment. We can tell they care about each other, they care about their patients, they care about this community. And that is really, to me, the highest calling, because to be able to demonstrate that, especially to, young children and then to these teenagers, I have two in my house right now, is just really a good sign. And I think it's really amazing to be able to spotlight some of these opportunities that Rebecca is sourcing for, because again, I have seen, you talk about career progression. I've seen, some of the leadership at Avera go from one role into another role, and they stay their entire careers. And they're not limited sometimes to just staying in the first job they've had. I mean, they have a lot of, variety and a lot of progression. So that's also a key indicator, again, of long term. If you don't want to change a lot of employers, if you want to kind of stay in a community like Sioux Falls or the Upper Midwest, you can do that with Avera.
Mhm. I would say too, Rebecca, coming out of the pandemic, we had a lot of healthcare workers decide to change occupations. They had burnout. And I would tell people that I think healthcare has used this time to really reinvigorate itself as an employer. I think that you're even a stronger employer today coming out of this, and some of the things that you've done to be more employee centric. So maybe speak to that a little bit if you can, just some of the changes that Avera continues to make to up the game that much further when it comes to being that employer of choice.
Yeah, of course. I can speak personally. Like you said, Denise, I started out as kind of the front desk reception person, but now I've gone to talent acquisition in our HR, and we just have kind of the whole Avera system to grow. And they definitely pour into their employees by creating a culture where we have the support to kind of do that. And just kind of like, Jody was saying, we have why people should choose Avera is because the culture there, the family there, you can have different career positions within Avera, but still stick with that company. So you're not losing all those benefits that you keep gaining. And the benefits are just amazing. For a lot of our nursing talent and everyone else that kind of applies, we have a great Avera culture. I say people are drawn to that. Just like you said, Denise, we have a family that people are excited to come to work. And when you kind of have that, when you have that electricity between employees, that you're just happy to be there and happy to be serving the community, you just get a place where people are attracted to. And it's super easy to say, hey, do you know Avera? And they're like, oh yeah, I've either been there for healthcare, or I know a friend that works there. I really would like to get in. Can you help me? And it's just so amazing that I can say that I am a proud employee of Avera, and I get to pour into my community in so many different ways, whether it's volunteering or going out and talking to candidates. It's just amazing in a sense.
What would you say, Rebecca, to, a student maybe coming out of high school or in college trying to determine that career path, as far as just the number of opportunities that await post-graduation? Because you talk to students well before they graduate, I know.
Yes, of course. Well, once again, Avera has many opportunities in pouring into their employees, but we have something called career service planning. We have specific teams that will work with candidates externally and internally about what they want. So they'll kind of talk to them, have a conversation on what their end goals are, what they can see themselves doing. And they have a really great team to help you build your ladder of success to that end goal. And so we just love that. They helped, I've used it myself within Avera, and I know a ton of people use it externally too. So having that specific team and that benefit just for anyone, even coming out of high school, you can be like, I'm completely lost. I know I want to go into the healthcare system, but what does that look like? Or what are my options? Because you don't really know until you get the options. And then you can make that educated decision, which then gives you kind of the happiness that you feel and fulfillment in your job.
Yeah, I mean, Denise is exactly what talent wants, right? They want to see that path and know that not only is there a path, but someone's going to help me along the way.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And it's a qualifier for a first job, right? I mean, it's immediate. They want to know that you're going to make that investment in them, and they want to see that you have people that are trained to do so. And I think the people that, Rebecca's talking about, I know I work with them personally. Okay. Not well, personally, professionally, but I work with them and gotten to know them on a personal basis. They're great people, and just really help people along their career journeys. And you have to think about it like this, we all are going to have all of these things that we are accomplishing. It's nice to have somebody that's strategic and tactical in nature that can help you along the way, right? And can see what your strengths are and see what's happening in the company and see where they can apply you. So it's always a good thing to get connected in any environment to the career services professionals, but also at Avera, the people, Pam Hilber and Sarah Samosenson, are
Yep.
just lovely, lovely people. So
Well, I think it can feel overwhelming. It's a big organization. I mean,
yes,
it's just thousands and thousands of employees. So maybe help us, make it feel a little more accessible, Rebecca, because it's not
yeah.
hard to connect. But if someone's listening and thinking, okay, well, where do I even start? What do you suggest?
Yeah, well, first off, that's exactly kind of my role within Avera. So whether I specifically source for nursing, I also help candidates that just get connected with me through social medias and say, hey, I would like to join Avera. Can you help me out? And
Right.
that's what my job is. I get to have those one-on-one conversations and say, well, this is what I'm hearing you want and desire, but here is what Avera has to offer. How can we get you the best fit at this time and for your future goals? So it's basically just, once you get connected with me, I have the inside knowledge of what's available and what we can see and what we can connect you with leaders for. And then we can kind of make the dream kind of slowly happen when we get through those goals.
So what's the best way for people to connect with you?
You can definitely go online. There we have our nursing community, but we also have a general community on avera.org. And you can join those talent networks, and that will send your information to one of us, one of our 6 sourcers, and we get to then connect with you by email, phone call, whatever your preferred method is. And then that's where we get to start and kind of say, here, I think this is a great fit. We kind of do the internal search for their perfect fit. So
Nice.
it's a big system, like you said, but we have a lot of the knowledge of what's coming open, what is happening within the systems, and we can kind of give them the best fit. And then we can just kind of work from there.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's an understatement to say that, you know, if you are an overstatement to say if you go into nursing today, you'll probably be amazed at the opportunities that exist today and going forward. There's just no let up in sight as far as the demand for these professionals.
You are very correct. I don't see any stopping in it. We're all gonna age, we're all gonna need it at some point in our life. It's just, you know, what area of specialization that you want. So that is where we can kind of give you the opportunities. Hey, this look, here's a class, or here's a specialty that you might be interested in because I know you have X talent, but here is, you know, the kind of comparison in a different world that they might not be thinking about.
Yeah, it truly is as easy as that. Go on avera.org, look it up, plug in, somebody's gonna reach out to you.
For sure. Yep. Join those talent communities, whether nursing, general, or we even have like student talent networks, and your
Mhm.
name will get to us and we will connect.
Awesome.
Or you can just email Denise and she'll make it happen.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I want to add, you know, if you're looking a parent or you may be a college student or maybe you're alum, you've been out in the workplace, come to the Summit League. You know, we're putting on events during the 8th and the 9th of March. And we have a lot of different ways to connect to the different employers. Avera is going to be there both on the 8th and the 9th. As we cheer on, you know, all of our teams that are coming in for the basketball tournaments, as well as we do have another talent draft day that's coming up for employers too as well in later part of March. So
I can't believe
good
it's
opportunities.
time already. That's
I
okay. It means
know.
spring is in sight, so good.
I know. We
I
had such warm weather here, so we're now
I
getting a
know.
little bit of snow, but then it's going to turn really warm again. So
Not
I'm
gonna
very
last.
optimistic.
No, it's a great season for a new job. So reach out, get connected. Denise, Rebecca, thanks so much for another great conversation on Talent Thursday. Thanks everybody for watching. We'll be back with you again next week. Have a good one.
Bye.